saya kapag may labay nagkakais.
The 2024 Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League regular season is down to its last couple of weeks. And for this Saturday, we are coming to you live from neutral grounds here at the Brenzigiao Convention Center in San Fernando, Pampanga, where LJ Gonzalez will continue to lead the charge para sa Quezon Huskers as they aim to secure the top spot in the Southern Division. But in their way here in this game are Sancho Vitog and the Marikina Shoemasters. Vitog was the only player who scored in double figures in Marikina's last game against Binyan. His contributions will once again be important today as Marikina will try to play spoilers to these Quezon Huskers in their quest for the top spot in the Southern Division. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to everybody watching on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Ms. Gianna Llanes is at courtside. Coach Mike, this Marikina squad, they have had some upsets that they have caused this season. For this game, Coach, what will it take for them to make an upset against this Quezon squad who is still in the hunt for that top spot in the Southern Division?
Yeah, perimeter defense is going to be key in this game for Marikina, primarily because, you know, Quezon loves to attempt three-pointers, and they make a lot of it, and they commit very, very few turnovers. So got to generate the closeout and got to help side defensively in order to avoid any onslaught by Quezon.
Well, let's see if Marikina has what it takes to be able to get this victory against the Quezon Huskers. But talking about the Huskers, they lost their last game against the defending champions, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, in the home court of Pampanga, the other home court of the Giant Lanterns in the AUF gym. Pampanga won that 75-69 with the absence of Judel Fuentes, their leading scorer in that game.
Yeah, rough start in the first half. Regained their bearings. They competed against Pampanga in that last game. Tried to keep in step, but really the 16 turnovers leading up to 11 points for Pampanga was very unlike of how Quezon really performs. They got their help from the bench, a plus 17, pero it was really just good shooting percentage, 41% for Pampanga that did that game for their favor.
In that game, that could be a preview of our national championship this year. The Huskers faltered in those departments that Coach Mike discussed, but here in this game, they will be looking to bounce back. Marikina is hoping that they don't get the ire of the Quezon Huskers in this evening's game. The Shoemasters lost big time to Binyan in their last game, 97-59.
Yeah, we talked about perimeter defense. They got to start out strong because in that game against Binyan, they fell behind early, 5 versus 22, and trailed by as much as 40 points en route to that loss against Binyan. Sancho Vitog has his best game of the season, led the team with 15 points, but no other players scored in double figures para dito sa Marikina. And, you know, they really just did not have enough against Binyan, especially with the 3 points being very efficient para dito sa Binyan. Plus 3 three-pointer makes on a 40% shooting, plus 20 points in the paint, where 15 of that really came from the fast break in favor of Binyan.
Marikina has to do a better job defensively against this loaded Quezon Huskers squad who is looking to bounce back from that loss against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. It's Quezon versus Marikina. Let's go to Miguel Perez.
Tonight's second game features Quezon Huskers versus Marikina Shoemasters. This is the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Here are the starters. Beginning with the Quezon Huskers. Starting at forward, number 77, Gab Panal. Also at forward, number 5, Simon Sandagon. Center, number 34, Lander Cannon. Guard, number 13, LJ Gonzalez. And the other guard, number 2, Judel Fuentes. Their head coach is Eric Gonzalez. Assistant coaches, Richie Dixon, Nash Rosella, Ed De La Torre, Luis Velasco, Jonathan De Guzman, and Bernard De Guia. Team manager is attorney Don Capunan. Team owners are Governor Helen Tan, Congressman Mike Tan, and Mayor Ralph Lim. Now, the starting 5 for Marikina Shoemasters. Starting at guard number 0, Jetro Escoto. Also at guard number 20, Joel Landayan. Center number 41, Marlon Basco. Forward number 17, Gama Evangelista. And the other forward number 5, Eric Pili. The head coach for the Shoemasters is from Florida Blanca, Pampanga, Rizal Castro. Assistant coaches, John Paul Basilan, Monroe Quezon, Fernando Bunag, and JC Lim. Team managers are Leo Correa.
Our primary protagonists in this game are starting five, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. LJ Gonzalez, Judel Fuentes, joined by Gab Banal, Simon Sandagon, and Lander Cannon getting the starting nod as well. Para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez on the other side, Marikina will be beginning things with Jetro Escoto, Jomel Landayan, Eric Pili, Gama Evangelista, the veteran Marlon Basco is the man in the middle for the Marikina Shoemasters. Welcome to the second game of our Saturday triple header here at the Brenzy Giao Convention Center. This is the live and continuing coverage of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League 6th season. Quezon failing to make a basket after they won the tip. Escoto on court from the outside. Judel Fuentes coming back from a one-game absence. Makes the pass to Gab Banal, who rattles it home for the three.
And itong Quezon Huskers have really been very disciplined when it comes to their executions offensively. They love generating threes in order to get closeouts, and that really triggers the movements offensively, just like what you saw in that last set when Judel had the ball on the right side, swung it over laterally to the waiting hands of Gab Banal for that straight-up three.
Marikina still couldn't buy a basket here. Not even a minute gone by yet in our opening frame. Aside from having to deal with the athleticism, speed, and strength, plus the length of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, in your opinion, Coach, what did the Quezon Huskers need to improve on further in that game?
Well, first, I think let's remember, wala si Judel Fuentes in that game, and that's very vital. With Judel, you're getting a lot of three-pointers. He's shooting 36% from that area and roughly gets 14 points per game. And, you know, the thing about Judel also is that he's a streak shooter. We saw that in that game that we covered against Davao, and he really just went nuts on 7 of 8 in the first half alone from three, enough to spread the game wide open early on.
And here he is with the basketball. Made the pass to Sandagon, but Sandagon could not handle it. Landayan pulls back. Evangelista shifts to the left. Goes up with the right. He's fouled. He will take 2 shots.
And itong depensa ng Quezon, for the most part, really limits their opponents to only 70 points per game. They're number 4 rather in that department, and nangyayari yan kasi yung mga big men nila, you know, these are the new age big men that are actually very mobile, can run the floor and close out and help out when their teammate gets beat.
Quezon is behind Abra, Binyan, and Pampanga in that defensive department dito sa ating liga, as Gama Evangelista puts Marikina on the board. Evangelista was scoreless against Binyan. One of the reasons why Marikina had such a hard time producing points. And there's a foul against Eric Pili.
Tsaka mga player ng Quezon, very willing passers. I think that's what makes this team very dangerous. I mean, there's no one aspect of the game that that builds up teamwork than passing, but you know, to have shooters that are very willing passers really builds up on that too.
Judel Fuentes right there decides to take it for himself. Ball rims out. Pili. It's 2 screens from Evangelista and Basco. Gab Banal swords in for the rebound. Fuentes will not force the issue. Banal will. Gets it down low to Sandagon. That's a walk on Simon Sandagon.
May konting gigil. Nakitang libre-libre yung kabila.
He still does have the propensity to make such decisions or have those kinds of executions. Especially talaga pag alam niyang kayang-kaya niya na isalpak.
There's actually two players on Quezon whose name starts with the letter X. And the other one being Cyrus Torres, who now has moved, I guess, to the PBA.
That's correct. The NX Road Warriors have activated him, and Quezon has already granted his release. We wish Cyrus well in his career moving forward. Another former PBA player, Gab Banal, former league MVP here in the MPBL, knocks it down from the outside.
37 3-point shooter, Gab Banal, and how can you not guard him, you know? Lalo na kung trailer siya, you know, you gotta be mindful of where he is.
And there he makes the pass to LJ Gonzalez. I wish to see more of those kinds of plays, Coach, if I were Coach Eric Gonzalez. I want Gab Banal to be more aggressive, you know, not necessarily to look for his shots, but also just to make plays in general.
Right, and to take them when necessary. You know, just the maturity and how the kind of player he's been for Quezon really would matter. Oh, what a pass.
Unfortunately, General Fuentes was stepping on the baseline. Gonzalez had a wide open Gab Banal trailing him from behind. Here we see the fast break instigated by Gab Banal, leading to a basket by LJ Gonzalez. This is a fast break of the game brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max.
And 5 of those 8 points are actually fast break for Quezon, no? So you talk about fast break, that's transition basket on open floors. You see this drive here by Escoto.
Strong move on the left side, finishing with the right.
Pero kasi ang Quezon is one of those teams na pag pinanood mo kahit na half-court set, parang fast break pa rin yung dating. People just flying around and moving from one spot to the other.
That has been the philosophy of Coach Eric Gonzalez. He has really tried his best to inculcate it to these Huskers, especially this season with a much more loaded roster. And of course, more weapons in their arsenal. Evangelista getting his first field goal of the game para sa Marikina. Fuentes, corner pocket 3. That's short. Escoto tracks it down. Forward to Pili. Eric Pili denied by LJ Gonzalez.
And there is a reason why Quezon allows only 70 points for their opponents, because transitionally they can defend like this as how LJ did.
That was supposed to be an easy finish for Eric Pili, but LJ Gonzalez not giving up on the play, blocking that shot. Pili has a chance to redeem himself here, and he knocks it down from the outside. 3 is always better than 2, he says.
And that time around, he created really good separation against the defense, able to go counter to where that defense was moving and to knock down that shot unmolested.
Isa na lang ang lamang dito ng Quezon. Banal couldn't handle the pass. Di sila nagkaintindihan doon ni Nino Ibanez. Ibanez has been the only new guy to come on mid-season para sa Quezon Huskers, as we take a look at this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. And I was talking to him a few days ago. He says that it was really a big adjustment for him, especially coming from a heavy role with the Bulacan Cuyas to fit into this Quezon roster, be a role player, play more defense, but at the same time still being able to score points.
Yeah. You know, the thing about Quezon is this is really built on culture. I mean, you know, this is one of the teams whose culture you really love to admire, and you see it on the floor, the way that they perform. You see a lot of togetherness, and you know, it flows in the system.
Banal gets the pass from Sandagon, and Simon will score. More than halfway gone by here in the first quarter. Marikina able to keep in step with these Quezon Huskers. How long can they do it? Estacio, they need some production from him. Estacio matched up against Capiso, who's playing against his former squad. Estacio settles for the jumper and misses. Ibanez quickly to their front court. Sees Fuentes locating to the corner.
Well, a couple of turnovers already. Triggered by Nino right there, and not even being a good pass to the corner for Judel.
So almost the whole starting lineup. No, the whole starting lineup for the Quezon Huskers are now on the bench as the other players come in. Para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez, you have Matiliano, Minerva, and Gravera now filling in the spots of the starters.
And it doesn't feel like you lost anything with this new five for the Huskers.
Stepping out of bounds there was Jomel Landayan. That's a turnover as well para sa Marikina.
Yeah. And you still have the point guard ability of Nino Ibanez, the rebounding of Simon Sandagon, the range of Domark Mataliano. I mean, this list just goes on for the rotation of the Huskers.
Gravera overcooks the three-point shot. Chance to counter here for Marikina. Casejeros was stopped in his tracks by Rodel.
Gotta move the ball.
Estacio trying to make something happen, met by three white shirts in the shaded area.
And it's tough to be creating situations, initiating the offense just by your lonesome if you're going up against Quezon, because you know you're not going to have a clear path to the lane. Those paint touches are going to be difficult because they're able to close out on those gaps, which Estacio, experienced. Good thing he got fouled.
Estacio wasn't present in that game against Binyan, which also added. No, sorry, he did play and scored 8 points, played 13 minutes in that game, but only shot 3 out of 9 from the field. Decent percentage, but not enough if you're one of the top scorers of Marikina.
Pero ito, napaka-efficient pa rin ng field goal shooting ng Quezon. They're overall shooting 45%, 60 from the perimeter, 33% from three. They haven't shot anything from the free throw yet. But you see the numbers, no? Ang ganda ng numbers ng percentage nitong Quezon.
Baseline throw-in for the Huskers. 10 on their shot clock. Ibanez given some space, makes the pass to Matiliano. Minerva back out to Domark. Matiliano could not hit from the outside. Opiso got a hand on it, but so did Jomel Landayan. It's going to stay with Quezon with a fresh 14 back on their shot clock. Ibanez pops out. Opiso trying to seal Evangelista inside. Matiliano eventually did decide to go to Jason, but that pass was picked off by Landayan.
You see that? 4 white shirts down in transition immediately.
Oh, but Gama Evangelista knocking it down from the outside. Very confident to start the game. 7 points for the big man.
And I feel that's the only shot that they will allow from Marikina. You go take your threes from the outside because you're only roughly about a 25% three-point shooting team, and so we're going to live with that if you make it.
Jason Opiso knocking down his first basket of the game against his former squad. This was a team that he led in scoring last year. He was still playing under Coach Elvis Tolentino. R.R. Casejeros, mainstay for the Shoemasters for a lot of seasons now, knocking down a jumper near the elbow. That's his first 2 points.
And this has been close because on the recent possessions that they've had, they've been very efficient, speaking of Marikina.
Ibanez could not hit from downtown. There's a foul on the rebounds play. That's going to go against Quezon. We're all tied up at 14 here.
Pero nakikita mo yung pag-generate ng mga close-outs. No? Everybody, when the ball gets outside on the three, you see a black shirt immediately closing out because you have to respect the three-point shooting of Quezon, let alone yung mga perimeter jumpers are J. Minerva, Opiso, even Domark Matiliano.
Oh, you talk about the culture, coach of the Quezon Huskers, but this Marikina team, they also have a particular culture already in shit.
Right.
Of course, being built by the foundation that Coach Elvis Tolentino provided them in their early years before he transferred to South Cotabato. Sancho Vitog, their top scorer in that game against Binyan, scoring inside.
And Coach Rizal is a very able mentor to these young Marikina players. I mean, the upside is really just a lot for them, especially with Coach Rizal building on that system and culture started by Coach Elvis.
Robin Ronyo back to RJ Minerva, who scores on the finger roll. Ronyo has not seen action for quite some time for the Quezon Huskers.
And look at Ronyo talking to Coach Richie Tixon after that play. It's communication altogether for the Quezon Huskers.
Bitog trying to pick up from where he left off in their last game. Lagrama uncharacteristically losing it.
Good recovery.
Estacio slows down, sees Casajeros on top. Landayan will not hesitate. That's no good. Lagrama will slow things down. 13 seconds still on the game clock. They'll go for the final shot here. Lagrama wants a screen. Minerva slow to give it. Minerva pops out instead. Opiso
Nice
fakes
fake.
the three. 1 second left on the clock. Opiso misses everything.
Now you're gonna love that if you're Coach Rizal. You defended to the buzzer against that 3 attempt by Opiso.
That first quarter saw Gabanal making plays not just for himself but for his teammates as well. Here you see the fast break opportunity he gave to LJ Gonzalez. Quezon playing both ends of the floor, Coach, in that first quarter, but Marikina able to come back slowly and tie the game.
Yeah, and just enough for them to make conversions and try to keep this game a little bit closer against the firepower of Quezon.
We're tied at 16 apiece. Our first quarter score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
Eyes on the prize talaga ang Quezon Huskers para sa panalo ngayon dahil ito ang makakasecure ng kanilang #1 spot going into the playoffs. Marami daw silang natutunan during their last game against Pampanga. Kwento ni Coach Eric that they actually put a premium defense on Justin Baltazar, but as a result of this, the opponent's guards like Archie Concepcion were able to perform. In his words, we learned through that game that teams like Pampanga are not just centered around one player. Sana din daw ito ang katotohanan tungkol sa kanyang kuponan. During the last 4 practices, they actually focused on the fundamentals, especially on individual defense, because he knows the time will fly by fast before the playoffs. Only Al Francis Tamsi will not be playing for the Quezon Huskers today. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. Excellent report. And, for Coach Eric Gonzalez, he realizes the importance of being together as a squad, that no matter how much firepower you have, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't work as a team.
Right, and coaches learn from the games that they compete against, lalo na against the tough teams and the tough games. And just so Coach Eric really picked up on that game against Pampanga. I like that he mentioned na hindi lang isang player ang pwedeng mag-control ng game, and so they gotta be working on that part also.
Speaking about control, Coach Mike Marikina controlling the start of the second quarter, scoring 4 straight points. Check out our fast break of the game here, brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. A win to the max. That's Jomel Landayan able to extend this Shoemaster lead to 4. Not even a minute gone by here in quarter number 2. Tunghayan natin ang ating fan of the game, brought to you by Jinky Skin. Say hello to the camera, miss. You are on TV. Welcome back to the Brenzy Giao Convention Center, neutral grounds for our Saturday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Gianna Lianes at courtside. So far, Quezon struggling here to begin the second quarter. Marikina capitalizing on those errors by the Huskers. Let's see what Coach Eric Gonzalez has drawn up. And that's definitely a good answer off a ceasefire three-pointer galing kay LJ Gonzalez for his 5th point of the game.
Yeah, and just going back to the foundational execution offensively. See if there's a shot. If not, go drive, draw that second defender, and kick out to the next guy that's free. In that case, happens to be LJ Gonzalez.
On the other side, Estacio able to draw the foul against Judel Fuentes. That's going to be 2 shots para kay Aaron Estacio.
I feel itong Marikina is wanting to prove themselves also in this game, because this is an opportunity for them to try and close out strong this season, especially as you go up against the top teams.
Marikina still has a lot of games on their schedule compared to the Quezon Huskers, who are playing their last 2 games of the year.
They could be spoilers for Valenzuela and Rizal, who are battling it out for the final 8th seed in the north.
Quezon City, of course, part of that battle for the 8th spot originally, but that big win against Davao yesterday really helped them move up in the team standings in the north.
Right. So very tricky yung sitwasyon na yun ng tatlong teams na yun, Rizal, QC, and Valenzuela, which right now the upper hand would be on Rizal, but it really matters how Valenzuela would perform in the last 2 games against Iloilo and Marikina.
And that's why if you want to compete, especially when you're in the Northern Division, you have to be able to make sure that you have the pieces to compete with the other squads who really loaded up this year. Ultimo Pampanga pa nga lang, Coach.
Right.
Lumakas palalo. Our defending champions.
Totoo yun. Sabi nga kanina nila Coach Vincent Harder at nila Coach Jerry Andaleon, it's the change in the landscape of the talent in the MPBL that has really, shored up rosters and shored up teams.
And of course, that is development that is always welcome dito sa ating liga. We're very happy that we're experiencing perhaps the best season yet in our young history. Estacio trying to extend this lead of Marikina, and does so with that first free throw. You see Coach Raisel Castro, long-time assistant of Coach Elvis Tolentino here at Marikina. This is his first season as a head coach.
Tsaka matinding stretch for yan dati si Coach Raisel. Ibang klase pumili siya sa labas.
Simple lang, Coach, pero talagang effective. And those are the stories I've been hearing a lot about Coach Raisel Castro, former FEU Tamaraw. And here's another former FEU Tamaraw. Gonzalez kicks it out to Fuentes. That's short. Back to Judel. Fuentes missing 2 straight. Very uncharacteristic. Simon Sandagon is there to save the day.
Pero si Judel, you cannot be complacent. Nagmimintis siya. This is a good game for us, because at any point within the game, he starts connecting. You're going to be pretty assured that there are going to be more attempts and more makes from Judel.
Ayun nga yung mahirap, Coach. Kahit naman nagmimintis, di mo lang pwede basta-basta iwan. Kasi mas lalo pa yung mamomotivate para pumuntos.
At saka si Judel is one of those shooters. Talagang diretso yung tira. Walang pakaliwa, walang pakanan. And even on misses, his shot really looks good.
Caseros step inside the line. One short. Semi-transition here for the Huskers. Marikina back on defense right away. Gonzalez rejects the screen. Bounce pass to Banal. Was poked away. It ends up with Abando. Gonzalez, another 3 on the way. Airballs that one. Estacio. Hesitation, crossover, puts on the brakes. Vito Tabasco in the middle. Now it's with Casajeros. RR forces it in. Could not get the roll. Marikina, though, still ahead by 2 points. Quezon with a chance to tie, maybe even take the lead with a 3.
Oh, wow.
They throw it away. Landayan challenging Abundo. That's excellent cover by Monabundo. Sandagon push shot short. Both teams missing some easy baskets on each possession. The last few trips.
Right. And napakaganda ng depensa pinapakita dito ng Marikina. We talked about it at the top of the coverage that, perimeter defense is gonna be key. And so far, they've been at it, forcing 8 turnovers already para dito sa Quezon, to which Quezon on a really, ang average nila of about 10, 11 turnovers per game.
Gonzalez, that vaunted crossover of his, creating a lane to make the pass to Simon Sandagon.
Now, if you're playing this much good defense right here, you have to be able to sustain it for the entire 4 quarters if you're Marikina.
Crossover into the middle. Vitug got lost in the shuffle and nobody helping the helper Marlon Basco, which made itong si Simon Sandagon wide open for that left-hand finish. There's a timeout on the floor by Coach Raisal Castro. Under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Simon Sandagon against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns tried his best to hold down the ground against the defending champions. He did manage to score 10 points, 8 of which came in the second half on a very efficient 5 out of 8 shooting from the field, 5 rebounds and 3 assists as well.
And it's just tough to be going up against the bigs of Pampanga. And, come the playoffs, that really is going to matter. Defensively for any team that goes up against them, including itong Quezon.
Now that continues to beg the question, what if Will Gozum was still here?
Oh, yeah.
Para sa Quezon Huskers, especially in that game against the Giant Lanterns.
That is right. It's just the hustle and, the activity of Will Gozum inside the floor, and his presence, I guess, would matter a lot.
Exactly. And, sure they have other big men on this team talking about Quezon, but it's still different when you have a guy like Will Gozum, someone of his caliber, former NCAA MVP. Gonzalez gets the steal and sails all the way for 2 points. Quezon now in the driver's seat, 25-23.
Yeah, classic dribble handoff defense right there by LJ. Really just cutting inside and not allowing him to go over that DHO.
He's really playing the angles well here defensively. Almost gotten a steal once again against Mabigat here on the handoff. Getting one off Mel. It's 2 points para kay LJ Gonzalez.
And believe it or not, that's just the second turnover of Marikina. And that's the first couple of points of turnovers para dito sa Quezon.
Escoto back in the game for Marikina.
Good shot.
Wasting no time in attempting from the outside, knocking it down.
Right.
Big basket para sa Marikina.
Yeah, yan ang importante para dito sa Marikina. Naintindihan natin maganda dumipensa itong Quezon. Pero once na nagkaroon ka ng pagkakataon na Tamira, you better be very decisive and understand I'm gonna take this no matter what.
Ibanez missing everything on that shot. Silas Zabale will pull out. Marikina still has time on their shot clock. Escoto medyo nagdalawang isip doon.
Gotta take this.
This one rims out para kay Jetro Escoto.
Now you have to admire this guy right here, Marlon Basco. It's not easy to be going up against the mobile bigs of Quezon, but he's been doing his thing.
This 3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. That's Jetro Escoto for you. 5 points in the game para sa kanya. Marikina in the lead by 1. Under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Abundo skips a pass to Fuentes. Matiliano guarded heavily in the corner by Gama Evangelista. This time, Domark attacks the closeout. Almost got that one to fall. And he'll take 2 shots.
And na-generate yung closeout na yun. Why? Because it's Domark Mataliano in the corner. I mean, how can you leave him free? And, you know, he's just very decisive then. Pag dumating yung closeout, I will, you know, backtrack and get to that open spot before you get to it.
Mataliana used to be one of the premier scorers of the MPBL. I remember when he was still playing para sa Muntinlupa a couple of seasons back.
Right.
Let's now go to Miss Gianna Lianes for a report.
Winning their last 3 games of the season is what's motivating Coach Rizal today. At hindi daw yun imposible going against Quezon. Ang paborito daw niya kasing alaala sa season na ito ay nung muntik na nilang talunin ang Pampanga, and this time around daw, mas may character commitment sila in having that killer instinct. He actually said that his biggest goal daw kasi this season was really showcasing the talents of his players. Something he also witnessed when they won against QC, where CJ Charlesworth's last shot brought the game into overtime. Coach Rizal actually tells his team today that as long as they compete, they may surprise themselves. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. Let's see if Marikina can keep in step with the Quezon Huskers. In fact, they have gotten the lead a few times here already in this game.
Yeah, and tama yun, no? Yung dalawang games na yun against Pampanga where they lost just by 1 point, and that win over QC. They won by 4. Those are, you know, milestone wins which Marikina can actually build on.
Mel Mabigat scoring from short range. Ito Marikina, almost the same roster makeup as Muntinlupa. Daming bata, a little bit of veterans. You could see, even with the lack of talent on the roster, talagang lumalaban pa ng lumalaban.
Yeah, totoo yun. And you see Coach Rizal Castro right there on his bench after that made basket earlier, really very animated and telling his guys, you see, we got a chance. If we start competing and defending against these guys, keep on forcing them into turnovers, to which they've been doing a good job, forcing 9 turnovers already and getting, 9 points out of it.
The belief and the trust does have to come from your head coach. Evangelista puts the ball on the deck. Met by the help defense of Domark Matiliano. Escoto trying to tap it to himself, but Gab Banal able to get to the basketball first. As a foul, laban dito kay Jetro Escoto as he tried to steal the ball away from Gab Banal.
Yeah, and Gab really stayed within his cylinder, trying to protect that ball. It was Escoto who jumped into him.
Marikina is arguing that there was an elbow to the abdominal area.
Could be
ito ni Silas Zabale, or ni Jetro Escoto rather.
Nagmukha lang palusog si Gab because yung bola nasa harapan niya at medyo nakayuko siya.
Banal near the free throw line. That's long. Tracked down there by Mabigat. Codinera. Corner pocket 3. Good line just show. Escoto among the taller players, soaring for that rebound and drawing the foul.
Wow, 7 offensive rebounds already for Marikina against the 6 of Quezon Huskers. So are you doing a good job if you're Coach Rizal? Yes, your team is doing a good job securing those offensive rebounds.
Especially because they gave up 51 boards to Binyan in their last game. 16 of which came from the offensive glass. You just got a glimpse of Coach Eric Gonzalez and a part of his staff seated on the bench. Escoto short on the first free throw. Marikina is 5 out of 9 from the charity stripe.
And it's been quite a while since the last time we heard a three-pointer made by Quezon. I guess the last one being LJ Gonzalez of that pass from Jadel earlier, but you know, so far they're 3 out of 17 after shooting roughly about 40 to 50% early in the game.
Banal gets it to Sandagon. It throws it to the Marikina bench.
Again, a little miscommunication right there. Guy with the ball on the elbow, weak side corner guy. Depends on how they attack that conceptually. He could stay in there or lift on the wing.
Eric Pili will come back in para kay Silas Zabale. Marikina still with the advantage, 28-26.
And they're shooting way below than their normal average of roughly about 30% from 3. As you see, another good drive right there by Pili. And Marikina just making the defense work for Quezon.
Also defending well themselves whenever Quezon has the basketball. They
Right.
forced 10 turnovers against the Huskers in this game. Pili, little sidestep there, able to get it in. Look at that crossover and the right-hand attack for the lefty, finishing still in a left-hand floater para kay Eric Pili. 1:40 to go in the first half. Up next for Quezon will be a game against the South Cotabato Warriors on September 30. That will happen at the home of the Parañaque Patriots in the Olivares College Gym. That's going to be a very interesting matchup as well. Two possible foes in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep. And, you take as many as you can right now. Top team come on, or bottom, you want to end the regular season with a win.
Gonzalez tried to make a pass to Ronyo, who was wide open on the right corner.
Almost a travel there by LJ.
Gonzalez will be taking 2 free throws here. There you see Coach Raisel Castro, first time head coach here in the MPBL.
And you just love how both these teams have actually been playing. You see Coach Raisel in constant communication with these guys on the floor. Well, when that camera swung, it was Robin Ronyo now talking to his teammates on the floor. So communication inside on the floor really very evident dito sa dalawang team na to. And that's why, we have a really good, well-played game.
Odell Gravera coming back in. It's quite a tall lineup on the floor para dito sa Quezon.
Yeah, naka-stretch na yung defense,
Codinera hands it back off to their court general Escoto, who gives it up to Pili. Pili to Evangelista. 3, no good. A double foul. Laban kay RJ Minerva and I believe Gama Evangelista.
A good setup there on that 3 from up top by Codinera. You see a lot of those now. Yung mga dead corner situations where you pass it to the corner and you just have to dribble it up and pass it to the top guy.
What does it mean, Coach, when you say dead corner?
For the most part, mga depensa kasi yung mga corner sinasarado na nila. So it's dead on that spot. And so a lot of the schemes right now are trying to figure out how to get out of there and create opportunities offensively.
Fuentes steps, fakes.
Nice pass.
Ronyo, he loves that spot of the floor. Look at LJ Gonzalez coming out of nowhere. Another three-pointer. This time he makes sure. Fuentes able to connect from the outside for the first time in this game.
1 out of 6 right now for Jadel Fuentes, and I'm pretty sure he's not gonna stop.
Especially now that he's already made something from the outside, you can expect him to be more trigger happy, quote unquote, as they try to close out the Marikina Shoemasters in this game. 43.6 seconds remaining here in our first half. Let's listen into the huddle of the Marikina Shoemasters. All right, you just heard the huddle of Coach Raisel Castro and the Marikina Shoemasters. I think he was trying to draw up a particular play, but also stated the option that if it's broken down, you could go into a two-man action on top.
And so they kind of anticipate once they get past this full length of the floor defense that it will be kind of a zone setup. But they're staying with man right here.
Pili gets it to Evangelista. Hop step. Push shot, no good. Codinera gets the offensive rebound. Second serving, wala pa rin. The battle for the 50-50 ends up with R.R. Casajeros.
One more crack.
Casajeros, still no go for Marikina.
Those were almost 2 to 3 attempts in one possession para dito sa Marikina.
10 seconds left. Gonzalez throws it away. Pili, 4 seconds left. Eric Pili will put Marikina up by 1, 32 to 31 at the end of the first 10 minutes of action.
And when we talk about effort at the top of the coverage, this is what we were mentioning about. And Quezon really tried to set it up, but really just the hustle and the effort of Marikina, ending that quarter with that basket by Pili on open floor.
There you go, Eric Pili helping this Marikina squad to get a 1-point lead heading into our second quarter. Our first half, rather. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Halftime between the Marikina Shoemasters and the Quezon Huskers. The team of Coach Raisel Castro ahead by a solitary point here after the first 2 quarters. Welcome me back to the Brenzigiao Convention Center here in San Fernando, Pampanga. Our venue for our Saturday triple header. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Gianna Lianes. Coach Mike, what was your opinion on that first half? Quezon slowly was able to take control of the game, but Marikina came back and took the lead again.
Well, the threes have been few and far in between para dito sa Quezon. I think that mattered most in the first half, especially with the effort hustle-wise para dito sa Marikina. Look at that, a +8 in terms of attempts, and really a lot of that is because of the second chance points. That's a +4 in favor of Marikina, and the turnovers, 11. You forced 11 turnovers in the first half for Quezon. That already is a feat because, you know, in that department, they get only 12 for the entire game, but you had them 11 in the first half alone, and you got 15 points out of it.
That's right. One of the best teams to take care of the basketball here in the 6th season, the Quezon Huskers. That's their Waterloo in the first half. And let's see how Coach Eric Gonzalez was able to address that during their halftime huddle. LJ Gonzalez leads the charge for the Quezon Huskers with 9 points. Banal and Sandagon has 6, while Judel Fuentes has struggled a bit from the outside today, only with 5 points to show for so far. On the other side, Eric Pili and Yama Evangelista lead the way with 7. Estacio and Escoto have 5 apiece.
And it's really just a matter of Quezon making those 3-pointers, actually.
Let's go to Miss Gianna Lianes at courtside.
The Quezon Huskers coaching staff had to remind their players that Marikina isn't a joke. In fact, the Shoemasters actually beat them during last season, and they believe that they're even stronger now. So it all goes back now to that individual defense that they practice, especially because their opponents are breaking them down as a team during the first half. Gab Banal actually asked his teammates, now wag magmadali, while Judel Fuentes is asking for faster rebounds so he can get those fast break points. And LJ Gonzalez is also asking for quicker screens from his teammates. Sabi nga ni Coach Eric that this is how they are playing at the end of the eliminations. They do not deserve to be number 1 in the playoffs. So they really have to pick up the pace for the second half. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. Coach Eric Gonzalez realizes that there has to be some sense of urgency, especially coming into the next phase of our season, because it's a whole different ball game come the playoffs.
That is right. And for a team and an entire coaching staff to be able to accept, you know, the things that they haven't done, that's really the start of the process. And, you know, you have to see that performed on the floor, not to just speak it, but to do it.
The Huskers able to force a stop on Marikina's first possession. Quezon begins the third quarter with LJ Gonzalez, Simon Sandagon, Jason Apiso, Judel Fuentes, and Gab Banal. Escoto comes up with a steal. Escoto off to the races. Gonzalez was right there to try and keep in step with him, forcing the miss on the shot.
Yeah, tsaka kita mo ang Marikina, they're not second-guessing themselves defensively and offensively. They know where to trap, and they know when to take the shot attempt if they have it.
That's a system they've been running ever since. Ayan talaga naging puhunan nila dito, even in seasons past. That their defense and the knowledge of when and where to trap and steal that basketball away from the opponent.
Yeah, and when you look at the score, oh wow!
Evangelista will slam it home.
Talk about misdirection right there. Nobody stayed home on Evangelista.
Aside from the defense that we've just been talking about, coached by Marikina, it's also the way that they share the basketball. When they do, they're very tough to guard.
Yeah, and this is a team that's got nothing to lose and everything to gain in this match. And so, you know, yung freedom and understanding that this is an opportunity that they start grabbing for themselves.
Escoto wants to clear out against Gab Banal. Escoto attacks to his strong side, puts it up. Oh, good. Banal able to snatch it away from Marikina. Gonzalez to the corner he goes. Fuentes, wala pa rin. Sandagon, napulot sa taas. At nakuha pa yung foul. At Simon Sandagon with a 3-point play opportunity. 8 points in the game for the All-Star starter.
And you know, when that shot goes up, those, big guys like Simon is going to be in there trying to get those offensive rebounds and the putback.
This was their big problem against Pampanga, itong Quezon Huskers. They couldn't contain the boards as much as they did in games past.
Good cut.
Evangelista, he has been very aggressive here in this game, Coach Mike.
Yeah, and they've been attacking that defense on Evangelista. Look at this here. Little misdirection. And that confusion, who covers who.
There's the slam, that one-hand jam galing kay Gama Evangelista. That's our play of the game, brought to you by Suzuki.
Yeah, that's just your standard 1-3 low setup on the baseline out of bounds.
There's going to be a challenge para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez. Wala pang 2 minuto nakakalipas dito sa ating pangatlong yugto. Magbabalik ang MPBL.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Successful challenge para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez and the Quezon Huskers. Let's look at what happened there. That was the last play. Originally, it was a foul called on Opiso. But based on that replay, talagang wala namang foul na nangyari.
Yes. And Opiso was able to get out of the way and avoid that contact.
And so Quezon will take possession. Banal inside to the cutting Sandagon. Fuentes trapped at the corner. Cross court to LJ Gonzalez. Gonzalez fall away jumper. No good. Gets his own miss and speeds right through the basket. LJ Gonzalez.
And as much as pinag-uusapan natin yung effort ng Marikina, yun rin ang kailangan panlaban nitong Quezon. Effort on both ends if you want to get home with a win.
And the Huskers back in the lead, 35-34. Casajeros trying to lose Sandagon.
Wow.
Casajeros flips it up and in.
Really good move right there by Casajeros, staying in control on that 2-feet game and able to finish off balanced and all.
Fuentes still could not get things going here in this game. Gonzalez, though, slowly starting to. Banal. Defense right there with him. Fuentes has 3 on the shot clock. Fuentes step back. Jumper doesn't get the bounce. Pili goes in for the rebound. Marikina will set things up here. Codinera looking inside, no one to go to. Pili will uncork.
Oh, wow.
Gets it to go.
And might I say, it's the left-handed guys of Coach Raisal that has really done them good in this game.
Aside from Eric Pili, you're talking about Jetro Escoto as well, Coach.
That's right, and even Codinera.
Meanwhile, LJ Gonzalez making another play happen here para sa Quezon. Off the offensive rebound, gets the contact in midair and finishes through it.
And LJ is really just leading by example, telling his guys, if you want to play with a lot of pace, if you want to play with a lot of hustle, come follow my lead. He's not telling them to do it, he's showing them.
Now it's Coach Raisal Castro's turn to use his coach's challenge for this one. 6 minutes and 26 still to go here in the third quarter. The score is 39-37. We'll be right back.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Successful rin ang naging challenge ni Coach Rizal Castro. So no foul will be called against Marikina, but the basket of LJ Gonzalez should count. There you see Gama Evangelista barely touching him on that challenge attempt.
Kung ano yung iniwas ni Opiso kanina, ganun din kay Evangelista.
And so Marikina will be taking possession here. No bonus attempt for LJ Gonzalez because of the nullified foul. 39-37. Evangelista looking inside to Escoto. And sealing Judel Fuentes. Escoto has been very active in this game, whether it be setting up his teammates or looking for the shots.
In a way, pinapatrabaho rin nila si Judel defensively. No? Hindi yung basta sa ofensiba na makakuha ka ng bola sa corners. Not gonna be easy. In the same way, sa pag dumipensa ka, patatrabahuin ka rin namin.
Marlon Basco is back for Marikina. Pili turns the corner, pulls out, cannon on him. Charlesworth back to Eric Pili from the outside, off to the left. TJ Charlesworth able to get to it, and Eric Pili gets an offensive foul on that drive.
Quick reactions, that Gab.
Yes, that is Gab Banal.
Right.
Second chance opportunity here para sa Marikina. Gab Banal able to anticipate that drive by Eric Pili. Got to the spot first. A former league MVP drawing that charge against Marikina. Fuentes back to Gab. Banal, a little sidestep. Puts up the shot, no good.
Again, magandang depensa para dito sa Marikina.
Evangelista, give it space. He can hit that.
Oh, wow.
And he knocks it down.
And boy, Marikina is really surprising us with this, the way that they've been playing. And Evangelista is a 30% three-point shooter. And you're right on that. He's got that shot too.
Gonzalez out to Judel. Fuentes, will the struggles continue? He tried to go for a foul there. No whistle blown. Marikina has no numbers here.
Oh, gotta take it.
Escoto decides to put the ball on the deck. Charlesworth pulls out once again. Jetro for
Looks
three.
good.
Yes,
Looks
sir.
good.
My goodness, Marikina on a blistering run here against the Quezon Huskers.
6 made three-pointers in this game for Marikina. 2 out of 2 on their last 2.
That's correct. Jetro Escoto knocking down that second three-point shot. This was the first by Gama Evangelista. Jason Opiso should know better. This was his former teammate. And now the Marikina Shoemasters carry an 8-point lead heading into this timeout. Check out our fan of the game, brought to you by Jinky Skin. Say hi to the camera. Medyo nahiya pa si Miss. Kasama ang kanyang anak dito sa Frenzy Giao Convention Center here in San Fernando, Pampanga. Neutral grounds for our Saturday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino, Eric Pili. Last game against the Binyanta Takjel, only scoring 3 points, 1 out of 7 from the field, 1 out of 4 from downtown. He's averaging 12 points per game, close to 13 actually.
Right, and for tonight, He's 2 out of 4 from 3. And going back to that play earlier, Coach Richie Tixon was trying to send a message to the refs that, that shot by Judel, there should have been foul. There was a lot of contact in there.
And Quezon going deep into their shot clock once again here. There's only 5 ticks left on that 24. Sandagon pops out. Abundo has to act quick. 2 seconds left. Abundo, follow-away jumper. Doesn't hit anything. That's a shot clock violation. Laban sa Quezon Huskers.
And defense definitely has been the key in this game. And we were challenging Marikina to perform defensively, and these guys really responding.
Now Quezon putting on some pressure in the backcourt, hoping to have some steals leading to easy baskets. Third quarter 3-point field goal story. Quezon has yet to hit at 3 attempts, while itong Marikina 3 out of 4 already in this period.
That's right. And that percentage has really declined right here. Only 18% for Quezon, which they normally would average about 30%.
Escoto, another outside shot on the way. This time it's too strong. Quezon's turn to run, but transition defense right there for Marikina. Ronyo to break the dry spell.
Right. And that's exactly how you're supposed to do it if you're Quezon. Catch and shoot if you're free.
Under 4 minutes to play, 45-40 is the score.
If Quezon wants to come home with a win here, they gotta out-hustle Marikina. So far on the hustle stat, it's been Marikina that's winning it.
Tough shot right there by Eric Pili.
And that defense has been made to work by this attack by Marikina, and they are not letting up.
Pili already tying his scoring average this season with 12. Ibanez on top, gets a screen from Sandagon. Abundo will not be shy, and that's the reason why.
Yeah, and twice already offensively, they played to their identity. Dribble inside, get paint touches, draw the second defender, and kick it out to shooters outside.
Pili feeling it. That's another one from the outside coming from Eric Pili.
But I like that. Pili feeling it. He really has been that kind of guy. 2 out of 2 in his last 2 attempts from 3.
Lead back up to 7. This zone has really stifled the attack of the Quezon Huskers here in the third quarter.
Agree.
Ibanez breaking away from the initial defender, fouled first by Evangelista.
And they speaking of Quezon, to see this move right here, enough space for Pili to knock it down.
Eric Pili has been a bona fide scorer for Marikina this season. After the departure of Miggy Corteza, he has gone on to become the top scorer for the Shoemasters this year. 15 points already in the game para kay Eric Pili. Ronyo working against Marlon Basco, decides to launch and knocks it down from downtown.
And Ronyo, 2 out of 2 on his last 2 attempts. He's just been unfazed by this momentum building on the side of Marikina.
Estacio still has the ball in his hands, gives it up. Silas Zabale from 3, nope. Oh, look at Marlon Basco giving a dose of his experience to Robin Ronyo. Good box out by the veteran big.
Yeah, that should have been a cover from our perspective of RJ Minerva, but he didn't, so Ronyo ended up with that box out. Eventually that foul.
Charlesworth sees Zabale. Gives it up to Estacio. Vitug offers the roadblock. Basco will not uncork from the outside. Charlesworth loses it. 2 seconds left. Vitug. That shot off to the right. Zabale could not get to it. That's going to sail out of bounds in favor of Quezon.
A good box out right there by Abundo.
1 minute and 36 remaining here in quarter number 3.
No, kung ikaw Marikina, hindi ka pwede mag-relax dito. This is just a 2-possession game. Even one. Even a 1 possession. Charlesworth, who caught the ball twice couldn't get it in the right pass pocket.
Ronyo, same spot, different result. And there's a hold against Marikina.
Yeah,
And to their utter dismay and disbelief.
it sure looked like a hold on Casajeros, trying to push away Minerva as he was going for that rebound.
That's Marikina's last foul to give. The next one will put them over the limit.
Corner exit.
Ronyo, this time on the opposite wing. Abundo, back to
take it.
Nino. Ibanez from downtown. That's short. Ronyo hustling for it, but couldn't find enough space to be able to save that for Quezon.
And there's not much you can say on the effort of that guy. Ronyo's been flying all over the place, especially in this third quarter, trying to bring his team back to the lead.
Apat pa rin ang lamang dito ng Marikina. Estacio biding his time here,
Good tap.
trying to get it to Marlon Basco. Ibanez on the other side, gets the 2 points.
So Marikina, you still got to push the pace here.
And the defensive intensity and pressure now upping para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
And Sabali knew he was in trouble at that moment. Meantime, one of the really good league outs here.
This Marikina lead in danger right now. Ronyo initiating contact against Aaron Estacio and drawing the foul there.
And Ronyo almost single-handedly matching the intensity and the hustle of Marikina right now. He's just been leading the charge for these Quezon Huskers.
He's hoping that it could also rub off on the rest of his teammates as they try to regain the advantage here. One of our referees falling down on the sideline. That's our only female referee for this evening's game. That's Zen Manansala, umpire 1. Of course, the other referees are crew chief Ryan Bernardo and umpire 2 Lester Alwega. At free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
So far, Ronyo's 2 out of 4 from the field, both of them from 3.
Ronyo splits his charities and brings Quezon to within a point. Last time Robin Ronyo saw action para dito sa Quezon was last August 19 against the Bulacan Cuyas. Estacio knocks it down from the perimeter.
And that little stagger from the top really has been all the space that the shooters of Marikina needed. Oh, wow.
Estacio getting in the way of that one. Ibanez apologizing right away to his bench. Quezon still has 9.2 seconds to get a last shot off. Ibanez to the corner. Ronyo. He has been big for them here at quarter number 3, and he continues to hit the big shots. He now ties the game at 52 with a chance for one more at the line.
Well, a couple of things that you like in that situation for Coach Eric. The decisiveness of Nino to try and attack that paint, and that last second dish and that make by Robin Ronyo. He's been huge in this quarter, in this game.
10 points already in the game para dito kay Robin Ronyo. He only played 6 minutes in the first half. Did not even score. So all of his 10 points coming here in the second half, here in the third quarter. 2.4 seconds pang nalalabi. Sandagon able to get the steal, but shoots it behind the backboard. That's gonna do it. What a way to finish the third quarter para dito kay Robin Ronyo and the Quezon Huskers. Let's take a look at our highlights of the game, brought to you by SIP Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. It was a fantastic start to the third period, Coach, for Marikina. Defense fueling their offense, but Quezon stuck with it, slowly carving out at the advantage. And now they have the lead going into the fourth.
Yeah, and this combo of Abundo and Robin Ronyo has really been a good thing for the Huskers in this quarter.
Their hustle and their energy has brought Quezon back in the lead, 53-52. Our third quarter score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. We welcome you back to the Brenziguel Convention Center in San Fernando, Pampanga. If you just tuned in earlier, we saw the Caloocan Batang Kankalu conquer the Muntinlupa Cagers in our first game. Later on, after this matchup between Quezon and Marikina, we have the Abra Weavers going up against the Bataan Risers. There you see our MPBL leadership led by Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes. Operations Chief Emerson Oreta is there, as well as Security Head, the Destroyer, or should I say the Peacemaker, Rudy Distrito.
Pero ibang klase ang magiging start nitong fourth quarter na to. The team who starts out real strong could build that momentum here.
We welcome you to the fourth quarter of this one. Aaron Estacio could not get that easy basket to go. This time he hangs in the air and gets the 2 points. Marikina back up by 1. Quarter scoring right there on your screens. Coach Mike, big third quarter para sa Marikina, but Quezon also answering back to get the lead in that period.
And let's just say that I think 13 of that 22 points really coming from this man right here and Robin Ronyo. They've been pretty huge for the coaching staff of Quezon Huskers.
6 points in the game para kay Mon Abundo. Estacio doesn't use the screen, spins away from the defense. Gorgeous finish para kay Aaron Estacio.
So far, Estacio's been having his way. He's rejected screens, and that help side really not offering so much help defensively for that drive by Estacio.
Estacio's now in double figures with 11 points. Sandagon's short stab is good.
Better quality shots to start this quarter for both these teams.
More than a minute gone by here in the fourth. Ball tapped out of bounds. It will stay with Marikina. LJ Gonzalez has come back from the bench to the hardwood para sa Quezon Huskers. This is our play of the game, brought to you by Suzuki. Aaron Estacio has shown us lots of times this season how he can finish with that rock. That's a foul against LJ Gonzalez. Obvious push there on Estacio.
And Estacio, Pili, Escoto, Evangelista, and even Marlon Basco, they've done a good job of playing together in this game, listening to Coach Rizal. But this is a game of responses. No? Maganda yung sagot ng bawat team sa run ng bawat isa.
Tuwing may mag-adjust, Coach,
may sagot sa kabila.
Pati yung kabila.
May sagot eh.
Estacio almost lost his footing. Basco from downtown loses it to Escoto, who gets the offensive rebound and put back.
And who would have thought nakakapos ang tira ni Marlon Basco? A lot of his shots really would either get the net or hit the rim. That time around, nawala sa posisyon sa rebound.
We have had 6 deadlocks and 14 lead changes in this game. Just to remind you, Quezon is in the top spot in the Southern Division. They want to win their last games to be able to secure that #1 position in the South and home court advantage throughout the Southern Division playoffs. Ito Marikina, they're not anymore in the hunt for a playoff spot in the North, but they have been keeping in step here with the Quezon Huskers. We'll take a timeout here. 8 minutes still to go in this game.
Alam daw ni Aaron Estacio na underdog talaga ang Marikina ngayon, pero natutunan daw niya sa mga veterano gaya ni Mel Mabigat at Marlon Basco na dapat gawin itong motivation para sa willingness to win. He adds that he may be young, but he was always taught that conditioning is the most crucial part of being an athlete. So his workouts are always centered around cardio, which he says is paying off right now during this game. He also wants to show that athletes can also be smart too, wanting to pursue becoming a civil engineer post-basketball in the future. Back to you guys.
A pretty lofty goal there para kay Aaron Estacio, who has 11 points on 4 out of 8 shooting, 3 rebounds as well para sa kanya. Coach, you're an engineer yourself. I'm sure you're happy to know that Aaron Estacio will be pursuing that kind of career path after his career.
Well calculated.
We actually have 2 engineers sa ating broadcast team. Also, Mix Gomez
Yeah.
graduated, I think, if I'm not mistaken, electrical engineering. Forgive me, Mix, nakalimutan ko na. Meanwhile, LJ Gonzalez is at the line. Sorry, Coach, you were saying.
I was going to say that, you know, the free throws would matter here in the outcome of the game. Much as the threes have been falling, dikit rin yung stat pagdating sa free throws. Both teams making roughly about 5 or 6 free throws in their trips.
Quezon is back in the lead. Basco hands it off to Estacio. Little hesitation dribble, spin. Minerva right there with him. Good shot, just missed that. Abundo quickly to LJ Gonzalez.
Nice pass.
Gabanal too strong on the 3. Abundo from downtown, barely grazing iron there. Estacio barely got that across para sa Marikina.
Right.
Escoto now eye to eye against RJ Minerva. Shot clock winding down here for Marikina. Somebody has to make something happen. Gabanal does defensively. Clean strip by Jetro Escoto.
Boy, Jetro Escoto. Much as we talk about Estacio and Pili, Jetro's been pretty solid too. He's got 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals in this game.
He's been all over the place, Coach.
Right. He might not be scoring as much as those other 2 that we mentioned earlier, but man, his contribution has been pretty solid.
Sandagon out to LJ Gonzalez. Apisa with the screen. LJ to Gabanal. Can he make this one? No. Apisa recycles here for Quezon. Fuentes to LJ. Gonzalez found there by Casajeros as he got beat. A quick first step by LJ Gonzalez has been a thing of legend in the amateur ranks.
Yeah, and Quezon is really good at exploiting closeouts. That time around, little shot fake. Casajeros bit in, and he drove, going middle. And last second, medyo umadya si Casajeros kaya natawagan ng foul.
That is one of the many important precepts of the dribble drive offense.
Right.
Tinuturo talaga nila yun how to attack that closeout.
Right. Tsaka ano yan you know, when you catch and shoot, the first thing really is to do a shot fake so that you generate that closeout. Because if you don't shot fake, most probably hindi magko-closeout yan. Because they're thinking na magdadrive ka.
Gonzalez couldn't get that second one to drop. Quezon could not extend the lead.
They want to clear out right side of the floor.
Evangelista offers the screen. Casajeros from the outside. Wala. Marikina has missed their last few shots here. Fuentes. Opiso now. One fake out to Judel. Fuentes has all the time in the world. Wala pa rin. But Gabanal also could not get the putback. The harder shot he makes.
Right. And not giving up. That's the thing. You thought that was a missed shot by Judel. He never gave up, took that shot. He missed his own. Still put it back in until he got a basket.
62-58. Evangelista. Catch and fire. That's money down the drain para kay Gama Evangelista.
15 points in the game. 3 out of 3 from 3 points.
62 to 61. Lander Cannon left wide open. And to make matters worse, may foul pa na maitatawag laban kay Gama Evangelista.
May konting miscommunication sa defensive coverage doon between Cordillera and Evangelista. Somebody got beat on that curl under by Lander Cannon.
But always the willing passer, Gab Banal, locating Lander Cannon wide open. Gama Evangelista earlier able to knock down his second 3-point shot of the game. Jomel Landayan has checked back in for Coach Raisel Castro. Papahinga muna si Gama Evangelista. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Ooh.
Caseros loses it. Gonzalez speeding his way to the cup for two.
What a drive.
Cordillera trying to make a quick move here against Topiso. And nothing materializes. Landayan looking for a friend. Landayan decides to take it. No. And Caseros had no chance among the taller players of Quezon there to get the rebound. Where has that intense zone defense that Marikina showed us in the third quarter, where has that been here in the fourth?
Right.
Now Fuentes able to get his first field goal here in the second half.
Well, it's because it's been a more efficient quarter para dito sa Quezon. And so, you know, making shots really has been the thing for the Quezon Huskers.
Quick swing, and Fuentes capitalizing on the speed advantage he had against Marlon Basco, knocking down that floater near the baseline.
And that was Cordillera actually trying to what's called a peel switch. Once your primary defender gets beat, you have to switch over to him. And Jadel really just ending it up with a floater, and that late covered by Cordillera.
Oh, Marikina, though, will need those conversions from the free throw line. You talked about how important free throw shooting will be here in the fourth quarter, Coach.
Yeah, and you know, if your threes are not falling, there is a good chance that you are driving and you will be sent to the free throws, and you gotta make your free throws.
1 for 2 para kay Jetro Escoto. 11.7 rebounds, 4 assists for Marikina's starting point guard. Fuentes back to Nino. Ibanez, no good on that three. That was way off the mark.
And Marikina sticking with that zone.
Landayan through 2 screens. Landayan turns the corner. Pass intended for Basco. Still able to catch it. Marlon Basco, the veteran, getting the 2 points.
Medyo behind yung pasa na yun ni Jomel Landayan, pero good recovery by Marlon Basco to pick it up and put it back in.
Apat pa ang inahabol dito ng Marikina. Let's see if Quezon can extend it to 6. Sandagon trying to make something happen there on that drop step.
And they've been really, speaking of Quezon, keeping that post open. How about this pass? But a good recovery by Marlon Basco.
I'll never get tired of saying how well Marlon Basco has taken care of his body throughout the years. Imagine to be still playing at this kind of level at this age.
He's just part of the OG big men we have here in the MPBL.
There's something that needs to be fixed under the basket. We'll take a short break. Marikina Shoemasters find themselves down by 4 here with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to play in this game against the Quezon Huskers. Quezon has been able to maintain the advantage here in the penultimate frame, but Marikina keeps trying to claw their way back into this one, Coach Mike.
Yeah, and it boils down really to the defense of Marikina. They so far have forced 16 on Quezon, to which they got 19 points out of it, and that's just been the storyline. Ang challenge na lang dito sa Marikina is rim protection. Quezon has 3 blocks versus none so far para dito sa Marikina.
2 for 2 para kay Simon Sandagon. You could tell he's been really working on his free throws. 70-64. Landayan having a little bit of trouble with the basketball. Basco, DHO to Escoto. Shot clock at 8. Escoto uncorks from the outside. That rolls off the rim. Huskers have absolutely no need to rush here. Banales pass almost picked off. No looks it to LJ. Gonzalez quickly back to Gab. Tried to kiss it off the glass. A really good angle there para kay Gab Banal. Billy had that ball poked from behind by Gab. Marikina will keep possession. Still a lot of time on their 24. RR Casajeros will check back in para kay Jetro Escoto. Baseline throw in para sa Marikina. Billy, turn and fire. Good line, too strong.
And the shots have not fallen here for Pili. His run in the third quarter somehow medyo lumamig dito sa fourth.
He has to be able to try and knock down more shots here as we wind down this game. So Marikina can still have a chance to play spoilers to the bid of the Quezon Huskers to secure the top spot in the South.
Yeah. And Marlon Basco getting, relocated because defensively of those closeouts just allows Opiso to grab that offensive rebound rather.
Coach Rizal Castro is furious on that Marikina sideline. He's saying that there should not have been a foul. I do believe that he still has one more challenge in him.
Right, I think he has one more pa. Boy, it's not yet done.
Quezon trying to slowly put this away, Coach. 2 minutes and 33 still though. Ang natitira dito sa ating laro. And Joe Cantada's words, an eternity of basketball still left in this game.
Cross it quick.
Casajeros picks up his dribble. Pass a little bit too behind para kay Pili. But he gets it. Calls up a screen for Evangelista. Off his foot. Sandagoy clear the runway.
You know that was trouble the moment he picked it up that high on the floor. Nobody's going to challenge Simon on that slam.
That could be the final nail in the coffin para sa Quezon. We now enter our final 2 minutes, brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball and quarter of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Simon Slamdagon putting down another two-hand jam on the break off the steal.
And that 10th turnover forced on Marikina might be that nail that you were mentioning, Happy.
There's still a minute and 58 to play. Marami pang pwede mangyari dito, but the Huskers trying to make sure that this victory will be in the bag.
Yeah, still too early. I stand corrected. That's still 2 more minutes, and you've seen them make 28% of the 3-point shots. And you still have Pili, Estacio in there. Even Evangelista hasn't missed from 3 yet.
Estacio has come back onto the floor para kay Coach Rizal Castro. Coach Rizal will decide to take a timeout here to try and map out this very crucial possession for Marikina. A minute and 58 still to go. We'll take a short break. Quezon Huskers with a slightly comfortable lead at this point, leading by 10 against the Marikina Shoemasters. LJ Gonzalez and company trying to secure their 21st victory of the season against the Marikina Shoemasters, who refused to go away gently into the good night. However, Eric Pili missing on that technical free throw. That could have been an easy point off this 10-point lead.
That's right. Right now, free throws are on a make standpoint. It's a +5 favor for Quezon.
Estacio could not lose a piso. Aaron pulls back, recalibrates. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Opiso able to get in the way of that pass that was intended for Gama Evangelista.
And Quezon right now really playing the passing lanes and trying to get in there, getting deflections, slowing down the run.
6 na segundo natitira dito sa ating shot clock. Casajeros inside to Evangelista, stolen by Opiso. This is not rush hour para sa Quezon Huskers. They can take as much time as they can off that shot clock.
And this 1-2-2 so far was the one that helped Marikina, but with those shots falling, it's been difficult for Marikina.
Gabanal fouled by R.R. Casajeros.
And you see now na degenerate ulit yung mga closeout because of the made threes para dito sa Quezon.
And now, coach, you're looking at the veteran poise of guys like Gabanal para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Using that experience to wiggle away from this young Marikina squad that gave them a scare here in the second half.
And Quezon really trying to survive a game where your leading scorer in Jadel Fuentes only shooting a measly 21% from the field. And Jadel, for the most part, really is a 46%, 40% field goal shooting guy. 46 from the perimeter and 36 from the three.
Fuentes is 3 out of 14 to be exact from the field tonight.
Not a good shooting night at all.
And that's after missing that game against Pampanga, where I'm pretty sure his services were sorely missed.
At saka ganda kasi ng depensa ng Marikina sa kanila. Na-force nila si Jadel into 4 turnovers. As you see a drive by Estacio, still trying to make something out of this.
A minute and change remaining in this game. 10 pa rin ang hinahabol dito na Marikina.
And they will wisely use some clock.
Time management on hand here for sa Quezon Huskers. There's a foul given up by Eric Pili.
Both teams now actually on the bonus. Under a minute remaining. But regardless of the outcome of this game, if you're Coach Rizal Castro, you should be happy. You know, you push these guys to the limit.
It had to take efforts of guys like Robin Ronyo and Mona Bundo to get them back into the game, talking about the Quezon Huskers.
Right.
Without the usual production of Judel Fuentes, it has really hampered them from ensuring that they had this game in the bag early sa ating laro.
If it hadn't been for those 13 of 22 third quarter points by Ronyo and Abuno, this would have been a different story.
LJ Gonzalez against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, able to break into double figures with 13 points. He's only averaging 9 points per game. But look at the shooting percentage, Coach. 4 out of 14. Pampanga really did a good job of stopping the momentum that he usually brings para dito sa Quezon Huskers, especially on the fast break.
And he's the main lead and the main point guard para dito sa Quezon Huskers. And so, you know, try to control him and you could end up with a win.
Estacio bottled up by the defense, stolen by Judel Fuentes. That could be it. The Huskers slowly walking their way to their 21st victory of the season. They are 35 seconds away from it. Banal to Fuentes. Still no go para kay Judel. Really tried to get it as quickly as he could to Casajeros, who was ahead of the pack. But Quezon also going down instantaneously to stop what could be the last attack of Marikina.
And, you know, Marikina really did well in this game.
Especially that guy, Gama Evangelista.
That's his first missed three-pointer.
Evangelista was able to score 15 points. Pili also had 15 para sa Marikina. Estacio had 13, but Quezon also responding with a total team effort on the other side, especially towards the latter part of the third quarter and in the fourth period to be able to get this W.
Yeah, and responding really is the operative word right there. And both coaches had their own run. Sagutan kabilaan, but again, it really goes back to that third quarter run. Marikina was ready to build on it and go for that win, but this man right here, Robin Ronyo, 12 minutes in the game, but those 12 minutes, whew, pretty precious.
Our best player of the game brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Robin Ronyo, mukhang nagulat pa sa kanyang best player citation dito, Coach Mike.
Oo nga, mukhang nagulat. Alam mo, mukhang pabalik na siya sa dugout, di niya lang interviewin pa siya.
Well, you know, he truly deserves the award. It was on his shoulders that the Huskers made a comeback at the end of the third quarter. 78-66 once again is our final score. Brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Our best player of the game is with Gianna Llanes.
Javi and Coach Mike, I'm sure you had a tough time choosing our best player of the game because Quezon had great players like Judel Fuentes and Simon Sandagon who did a great job. But I agree that it was really Robin Ronyo who set the tone for his team, lalo na sa third quarter. He had 11 points. Ikaw nga ang nag-umpisa ng momentum para makuha ng kupunan nyo ang lamang, lalo na sa third quarter. Kaya nung pumasok ka ng laro, ano yung nasa isip mo?
Well, una-una papasalamat ako sa Panginoon na binigay sa amin itong panalo para mag-number 1 kami sa South Division. Well, nung first half kasi medyo slow kami. So, sabi nga ng mga coaches, yung game, baga, nanalo sa second half eh. So, nagtulong-tulong ko, collective effort, yung mga teammates ko, yun lang.
Robin, gaya nga ng binanggit mo, itong panalo na ito ay nakasecure ng number 1 spot para sa Quezon Huskers going into the playoffs. Gaano yun kahalaga para sa inyo?
Well, itong panalo na to ay para sa mga taga Quezon to. Para sa inyo lahat to. Itong ginagawa namin, itong panalo to para sa inyo. Nagpapasalamat ako sa management, sa lahat, sa coaches, sa mga teammates.
Sino pa ang gusto mong batiin?
Una-una, nagpapasalamat sa team owner namin na si Governor Helen Tan, Kong Mike, Doc Kit Tan, si Malik, Kobe, Boss RD, sa lahat ng mga taga Quezon, and syempre yung sa mga anak ko na si Bree, Blake, Rohan, at sa anak ni Coach Ed na si Eric, Dominic. Yun lang. Thank you. God bless.
Once again, congratulations to our best player of the game, Robin Ronyo of the Quezon Huskers. Our best player of the game is brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you, Javi and Coach Mike.
Thank you so much, G. Congratulations to Robin Ronyo for getting his, I believe, first player of the game citation this year. And the Quezon Huskers for getting their 21st victory of the season. Up next, we have the Abra Weavers going up against the Bataan Risers for our last and final game of our Saturday triple header here at the Brenzigiao Convention Center. For my partner, Coach Mike Perez, our courtside reporter, Gian Alianes, this has been Javi Palanya. Tutok lang kayo dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Yanig kapag nag 3 points na